Today, we are entering into the third chapter in the saga that is Barbie's GBF and Timothy's Toy Therapy are the best pen pals ever. And I'm so excited for today's video because I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this, but at a certain point in your collecting journey, you kind of have to decide, do I want to be a collector or do I want to be a hoarder? Like, do I want to take out a storage unit or do I want to purge some of these dolls that I'm not really giving any sort of attention to? And you have yourself a bunch of totes full of dolls and you have to make the very tough decision that, all right, I'm only going to get things that I actually want. Like, I have to be a little bit more selective about what I want to add into my living space, what I want to make room for. And me and Timothy have both kind of reached that point. I mean, I reached that point a long time ago. I've had multiple purges, but we both made sure this time that we were going to get each other things that we actually wanted or actually could use in our collection. So I am so excited to finally be opening up this package. I actually received this like 3 months ago at this point, and this package has been building up over the past like year or so, because if you haven't noticed, the pandemic happened and they kind of weren't letting packages come in and out of Australia, and that kind of made this whole pen pal thing a little difficult. But I'm here today and I am reviewing some of the dolls that he sent me, starting with the dolls that I have off screen that are loose. So Timothy got me these two Ken dolls. This is one of the older fashionistas. I say older, he's like 2016, 2017. This is an Asian Ken fashionista, which I could always use more Asian representation in my collection. Mattel very rarely ever makes Asian Ken dolls, and but actually, a little spoiler alert, Barbie Looks Wave 3 is going to be including an Asian Ken doll. So I can't wait to see what he actually looks like. And I'm so excited to add this Ryan to my collection. And he also sent me this Beach Ken doll. Some people call this guy Steven. His head sculpt is an altered version of the Jamal head sculpt from the Shani doll line. So I usually call this guy Jamal, but I really like him. He's a really handsome guy, and I'm so happy to have these two Ken dolls in my collection. I really wish that Mattel would make a broad made to move body so that I wouldn't have to change him to the original Ken body type though. The next doll that I have with me is a really lucky Facebook Marketplace find. I actually have a couple Facebook Marketplace finds in here, but if you don't notice or if you don't recognize this doll, this is the original Madame Lavinia doll from the Harlem Theater collection that was designed by Carlisle Nuetta. This is a very rare sculpt. I actually don't have another doll in my collection with this head sculpt, and it's so distinct. She's got like such a almost like square face, and her nose is so sculpted, but she's beautiful. And I'm so happy to finally have Madame Lavinia in my collection. There's only been 3 releases of this head sculpt so far. Mattel has used her on the 2018 Holiday Barbie designed by Carlisle Nuetta, and also the Chromatic Couture Red Barbie doll, also designed by Carlisle. Honestly, I think he's one of the he's probably the only Mattel designer that remembers that they exist, because he's really the only one that uses the Harlem Theater head sculpt still. But I'm so excited to finally have her, and I have big plans for her because she is going to be a sort of a repainting project. Now, I love everything about her screening, but yeah, I'm gonna change her eyebrows, because normally this would be a positive thing, but for me, I really want to give her some thicker and more neutral neutral expression-wise eyebrows. So I'm going to test my repainting skills on her. She will be getting a new set of eyebrows. So if you want any updates on that, be sure to follow me on Instagram and watch my stories on my repainting process. She did not come with her body, by the way. I'm actually really happy to say that she matches the Barbie Looks L curvy body perfectly. Like, this couldn't be a better skin tone match. So I'm really happy that I can keep her original body type. The next doll that I received from Timothy is yet another really lucky Facebook Marketplace find. If you don't recognize her, she is a Barbie Basics doll from the mid-2010s. I believe her number was 10. I believe that was her number in the collection. She uses the Goddess face sculpt, and she has the espresso or Nubian skin tone, so she just got her own Made to Move body donor thanks to Simone from the Barbie Looks collection. So I'm so excited to add her to my collection. I love her screening. I love her hair. She is just so fierce. I'm going to have so much fun customizing her. The next doll that he sent me is another black Barbie. This one is from the early 2000s. She uses the Asha face sculpt. And from her necklace, I think she might have been like a beach doll, but I am not really sure. If you all know who she is, please let me know, but she is so beautiful and I love her afro puffs. He also sent me this Teresa Barbie from the early 2000s that he rebodied on a articulated fashionista's body for me. Of course, I have a soft spot in my heart for Teresa because growing up, being Latino, she was the Barbie friend that I related to the most. And this Teresa is very beautiful. I love her facial screening. It's definitely an early 2000s Teresa. She has Kanekalon hair, which is this very beautiful shade of brown, and it's got some lighter streaks in it. She's just overall a really beautiful doll. Timothy was also so generous to give me one of his sweet tea Barbies with the Carl head sculpt. I actually don't have a single Barbie doll in my collection that has the Carl head sculpt, so this is my first one. And she is, in my opinion, she's one of the prettiest Carls that they have released. Unfortunately, her eyebrow has a little bit of a chip in it, but I'm sure I can fix that, no problem. She is on the articulated model Muse body. Like, this is the, I think a lot of collectors call this the pivotal body, but it's basically an articulated version of the model Muse body. But I'll probably give her a Made to Move body, knowing myself. He also sent me this older fashionista that uses the NASA head sculpt. I believe this is one of the earliest petite Barbies. I might try to experiment to give her some articulated arms. I don't know if this bent arm over here is going to give me any issues, but she's really beautiful. Unfortunately, she has glue head, so I might have to de-glue her. I think this one was a prank. He also sent me this smiling Mycene doll from the early 2000s. He knows I don't like these big head dolls, but she definitely doesn't look menacing in the slightest. He also sent me these two loose heads. This is for the original Man Bun Fashionista, and this is from the Barbie Swan Lake collection. This is the, I think her name was like the Forest Fairy, but it was Teresa as the Forest Fairy. And I don't really think that Teresa's face shape matched the 3D model that they used for that character in that movie. I would love to see, or make it myself, I would love for somebody to make like a more movie accurate version of all of the Swan Lake characters. And honestly, I think June might make a nicer sculpt choice for the Forest Fairy than Teresa did. Teresa just has like a really square face, and the Forest Fairy's face was like it was very angular, and I feel like a sculpt like June would be a better choice. Yeah, and he also sent me the original Man Bun Ken head sculpt, which we actually just got images of a new Barbie fashionista that's going to be using this head sculpt. I'm surprised that Mattel is still looking to use him because I feel like man buns are kind of going out of style, or they've been out of style for a while, but Mattel is always like 5 years behind whenever it comes to trends. But I wanted him more for like the novelty of it, you know, because man buns are so like this decade, and I think it'd just be fun in the future to look back on him and be like, wow, that was a thing. He also sent me these two really adorable sweatshirts. He knows that I love Amy Winehouse. Like, her music got me through high school. Her music got me through a lot of eras in my life, and I find myself relating more and more and more to her the older I get. And I'm so happy that he was able to get this for me. And he also sent me this really awesome Dolly Parton t-shirt that says, "What would Dolly do?" I'm guessing is what that stands for. If you don't know, I'm from Nashville, so there's a lot of her around in this area. Like people's cars, like their car license plates has Dolly Parton's face on it here. And she actually has her own theme park in Tennessee that we might go to, and I think it might be cute to have one of the dolls wear this if that ends up happening. Okay, so that was all of the out-of-box Barbie dolls that Timothy sent me. So let's move on to the in-box Barbies, starting with the Dolls of the World Australian Barbie from 2011. Yeah, I really just wanted her for her outfit for Tiffany because, I mean, Tiffany, if you don't know, she's Timothy's character and she represents him to me. So I just really wanted the Australian Barbie's outfit for her because A, it looked really cool, and B, he's my best Australian friend. And it actually looks really good on her. Like, I know he doesn't dress Tiffany in green often, but it really brings out her eyes. I mean, it looks really nice on her, and I'm surprised that it fits her so well. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But it's really nicely made. Like, it comes with a fabric bag. It comes with like a really nice quality skirt. This is made of a very thick fabric. Not sure exactly what to call it. Boots with painted detail. And it comes with a little baby koala bear. How cute is that? But the reason why I said I was surprised that it fit her was because this is something that even I didn't know, and I know I'm supposed to be Barbie's GBF. Like, how can I not know something? Like, I must not be that good of a friend. But the Dolls of the World Barbies from 2011, they use the shiny body, which is not something that I expected whenever I first opened her up. You can tell it's the shiny body because of her swan neck and how small her hips are and the shape of the arms. I didn't expect them to be still using the shiny Barbie in the early 2010s, but they did. The doll that came with the outfit is also very beautiful. She uses the Aphrodite head sculpt and has glue head, unfortunately. And finally, Timothy was able to get me Lena from the Barbie Looks collection. I know, how many videos have I gone now at this point where I've been talking about how I didn't have her and I was waiting on her from him, but here she is today. I finally have all of the dolls from Barbie Looks Wave 1, and Lena has kind of became the rarest and the most sought after doll from the collection. I don't know if it's because she's so beautiful or if it's just because she's number one, but I'm finally able to have her with me today. Timothy was actually able to get her for me because there's a store in Australia, I think it's called Toy World, that actually sells the Barbie Looks. Actually, yeah, the tag doesn't say. Also, they're $60 in Australia. But I think it's called Toy World. They actually sell the Barbie Looks dolls in store, which is a dream. I mean, if Toys R Us was still around, I'm sure they'd sell them, but there's no stores in America other than like the Mattel store, and I'm sure maybe a couple toy stores here and there that actually have them available for purchase in person So I'm really excited to finally have her, and so grateful. So at long last, here is Barbie Looks Lena straight out of her packaging, and she was worth the wait, y'all. This girl is so beautiful, and I love her new head sculpt. And Mattel obviously does too, because Lena has a couple more dolls coming out already. If you don't already know, the latest Barbie Pink collection doll is going to be using the Lena head sculpt in a dark chocolate skin tone with an afro, actually. So they're getting really creative in the Barbie Pink collection with their use of the sculpt. And also, we just got images today, as of the recording of this video, that she is going to be used for the next Barbie, I think it's called Crystal Fantasy Collection doll. She's going to be slightly more tan, going to have pink highlights in her hair, and I believe her gemstone is rose quartz. So Mattel certainly has a fondness for the Lena head sculpt. She is very beautiful though, so she definitely deserves it. And I'm so happy to have the first edition of her. So now that we know that these sculpts are going to be used for more Barbie dolls in the future, like Lena has a couple dolls coming out, and Victoria is going to be used for one of the new Dia de Muertos dolls. They are becoming a staple in the Barbie signature line, and it's really awesome for us collectors to be here today and experiencing these head sculpts, like the inception of them, because here, like 20-30 years later, we're gonna get another doll with the Lena head sculpt, or the Victoria or Elle or Kit, and we'll look back on this first wave of Barbie looks and where we came from. But today we're focusing on the first Lena doll. She is absolutely gorgeous. Her screening, her hair color, the hair quality is just really nice saran. I might have to redo the waves because she kind of has a little bit of box hair. Her outfit is so beautiful. The top is kind of split in half. It's got like mesh on the top, and her skirt has this sort of asymmetrical, like diagonal cut. She comes with these awesome white heels. This is also a new sculpt. A little warped in the box, but it's okay. I can fix that with some hot water. She is an absolute icon, and I am so happy to add her to my collection. Thank you so much, Timothy, because she is so hard to find for a reasonable price. The next doll Timothy picked up for me, he only got her because he had a friend who was buying some Fashion Fever dolls off of somebody else, and he asked if I wanted any of them, and I've actually been looking for the original Desiree for a good price. So I was like, hell yes, I'll take Desiree. Her box is kind of in nasty condition, but she's got her tags and everything, but at the end of the day, it don't matter because I'm just going to open her up anyway. Now, I say original Desiree because this is one of the very first Barbie dolls to ever use the Desiree head sculpt. Internally at Mattel, this head sculpt is called Adria. So Desiree is more so like a collector given nickname for this head sculpt. Most collectors know this as the Desiree head sculpt. She was used for all of the dolls of Desiree in the early 2000s, and in the 2010s, this head sculpt got adapted for Barbie's friend Nikki. And I am told that collectors kind of got a little sick of seeing this head sculpt, so she kind of got retired. Like, Mattel threw her in their head sculpt vaults with Diva and Spanish and Italian and all those other head sculpts that they just forget about. So it's been a while since we've got a doll with the Desiree head sculpt. And I really wanted this one because, well, she was one of the first dolls to use it, and because I love the screenings on the Fashion Fever line. But I got her because if I ever do an all about Desiree video, then here she is. Here's the original doll. And she is so beautiful. I love everything about her, including her outfit, which is absolutely gorgeous. Like I said in the last video, you know, the Fashion Fever era was where it was at for the clothing quality. It's made out of this satin floral material. She comes with a matching necklace, which feels like it's made out of like actual metal. I wonder if this was intended to be a ring for children. And she is just so gorgeous. Like her facial screening, I love like the neutral lip color that they gave her. I love her eye shape and her eye shadow color. I love her little hoop earrings they gave her and her hair color with these like red highlights. Everything just goes together really well, including these like plum color boots that she has, which are like the click kind from the early 2000s, if any of you remember, where they kind of click open and shut. They have this flower pattern on the side. Such a beautiful doll. Thank you so much. I have a theory that either Desiree was originally going to be called Adria, or there was an unreleased doll line or character that was going to be called Adria, because as of today, there's never been a Barbie doll that's had the name Adria. I know there's an American Girl doll also made by Mattel that uses that name, so they still own the copyright for fashion dolls for that name that I know of. What's your theory for that? Let me know down below. So the last doll that I have with me today, unfortunately, I know we've looked at so many awesome Barbie dolls today, but Timothy was able to get me the Asia exclusive 2022 Barbie Lunar New Year doll, which I am so happy he was able to get her for me, because this is kind of hard for American collectors to track down. She is not available on Amazon America, at least not for her initial retail price, but I believe he was able to get her on Amazon Australia for her initial retail cost. A lot of us have been having to pay scalper price for this girl because she is a regional exclusive release, and she is so beautiful. I already have plans for her, actually. I will be restyling her. So here is the 2022 edition Lunar New Year Barbie straight out of her packaging. She has to be one of the most beautiful Asian Barbie dolls in my collection. She uses the Leia head sculpt, which Leia was Barbie's Asian friend in the early 2000s, so it's nice that they sort of honored her with this collector doll. Leia is also used for the purple top made to move body, which if you've seen purple top, this is proof that Mattel can still make a pretty Leia. Not that purple top isn't pretty, but they can do better. They can definitely do better, and this is proof of it. She has such a beautiful facial screening, and she comes with these little cherry blossom hair clips, these pearl earrings, and this beautiful dress. And her shoes are this really awesome red color with these oriental flowers on the side. She's just such a gorgeous doll. I think her skin tone might be a little too light for purple top, actually, so she might be a little bit closer to the Barbie Looks Victoria body, so I might have to make her tall. But like I said, I do have plans for her, actually. I will be rebodiing her, I will be customizing her, so if you all want to see that, like any of my customizing stuff, I'm going to be sharing all of that on Instagram, so I'm so happy to finally have her out of the box, for sure. Now, apart from all of the magnificent Barbie dolls, Timothy was also so kind to get me some items to add to my Care Bears collection. He got me this Resoftables Share Bear from made from bottles, I guess. It's 100% recycled. I mostly wanted her because she has her original milkshake belly badge, and you all know that is the version of Share Bear that I love the most, and I'm on a never-ending quest to collect every single release of Share Bear with this iconic belly badge. And this is an Australia exclusive release, so I wouldn't have been able to get her otherwise. She is so cute, and he also got me this item. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to use this, but this is a Self-Care Bears planner. Oh, I didn't notice it had a Champ Bear there. But this is a planner for 2022, and even if I cannot use it, it's got some adorable art pieces on the inside that I could potentially like frame and hang up on my wall. He also got me some Care Bears socks. This is definitely a surprise. He got me one of Grumpy Bear, which says, "Today I'm grumpy," and also a pair with Tenderheart on them that says, "Today I need a hug." So really, really cute. And also he got me, I think this is a surprise. This item, it is a Care Bears ornament of Tenderheart Bear. This is so cute. This is adorable. So he got me this Tenderheart Bear ornament, which is super heavy actually. It's really nicely sculpted too. I mean, we don't really put up a Christmas tree here, so I'll probably just hang it on my bedroom wall or something, but thank you so much for that. The last thing that I would like to share today is this little painting that he made for me. It's very small, like it's really a little painting, like it's meant to go in a dollhouse, and it's very beautiful. And of course he actually put effort into making this. Like, artwork is something that I really value, and I just like I really cannot thank him enough for everything that he got for me in this box. But this is definitely one of the most cherished pieces from everything that I opened up today. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today for another pen pal exchange box. Timothy actually opened up my box that I sent him on Instagram Live. So if you wanted to head over to his page on Instagram, you can watch our live that he did where he opened up my box. As always, if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content to support my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.